I mean, thank God that song is so short, right? Because otherwise, like, we would all just be in absolute misery. I would like actually really a good thing that it's so short, but also how it probably ended up on my most played, because I would just listen to it over and over and over again. Um, I just think that their lyrics are just exceptional. The lyrics suck the rot right out of my bloodstream. Whew, wish I wrote it. They come along every now and then, those lyrics that you wish you wrote, and that is definitely one of them for me, for sure. And also that guitar is just like so deep in your chest, that lower register. It's so nice and melancholic. I brought us up just to bring us back down, but don't worry, we're going to go all over the place. Everything is going to be fine. Um, that song definitely makes me super reflective in a lot of ways, and I think reflection is really healthy. I think that sometimes we get to points in our life where we're like, okay, cool, I'm happy right now and everything's all good, so that means I can never think about the past ever again. Or like, oh, I shouldn't dwell on that, or thinking about something means I'm not over it. And I don't think that's necessarily true. I think there's lessons to be learned in our past experiences, and I think even more so when we revisit them with perspective. You know what I mean? You don't learn everything you're meant to learn from something in the moment or immediately after. There's like hidden lessons meant to be rediscovered, or patterns meant to be recognized as you grow and as um, you start to learn more and have more experience. I used to beat myself up for that really bad, where I'd be like, why am I thinking about something? Why am I still writing about it? Or why am I X, Y, or Z? Like, I'm supposed to be over this. I'm supposed to be over this. But that revisitation sometimes is indicative of your mind or your soul telling you there's something in that. There's something in that memory for you right now. Go back and find it. You know what I mean? Um, I'm still learning lessons about things that I experienced even 10 years ago, going through like absolute roller coasters of, well, they were wrong, or I was wrong, or nobody was wrong, or no, they were actually wrong, or no, maybe it was me that was wrong, or, you know, realizing the ways that, you can attract certain experiences into your life, certain patterns, and comparing things. Oh, not the still learning plug. That's so funny. I did not mean to do that. What can I say? What can I say? That's how you know the lyrics are all coming straight from my heart, is that I'm accidentally repeating myself over and over and over again without even meaning to. That's really funny. I had a point. I don't remember what it was, but you guys got the gist of it. I think it's like, sometimes it's okay to think about the past. It doesn't mean you're not over it. It means there's still lessons to learn, you know? I think this year taught me a lot about trying to predict the future less. I used to be someone who wanted to plan out everything. When I was 18 and my career started, I had a 10-year plan. And for the most part, it really worked out, which is crazy. It worked out leading right up to my Saturn return. And if you know anything about astrology, then you know exactly how crazy it is that happened. But what that meant was on my 28th birthday, I was like, oh shit, I have no idea what the hell comes next after this, because I haven't written it yet. I was like, I've been following this map, I've been following this plan, these checkpoints, and then I turned 28 and was like panicking, flipping through this empty book, being like, oh no, 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 the pages are empty, what am I gonna do? Kind of having that experience. And I had an absolute freak out. Oh my gosh, I had a freak out on my birthday. I spent my birthday on a plane flying to Paris for Fashion Week, and which was funny because I kind of time traveled through it. But just being alone with my thoughts on this like 12-hour flight, I was just like, wow, I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. I used to know what I was doing every single day. And now I have no idea what life holds for me on Friday. And it was a lesson. It was a hard ass lesson from the universe in surrendering control I think I used to need to have such control because I wasn't emotionally evolved. I didn't have good coping mechanisms and good defense mechanisms. The environment that I grew up in was really unstable and unpredictable, and so control was kind of my way of, you know, needing to know what was coming next and etc. and feeling prepared. Um, and now I'm in a place where the ship is not going to sink if I don't know exactly what's happening all the time. And I think that part of that is an indication that there's good things going on, right? Which is that I've created a foundation for myself that's stable, which is really, you know, all I can really ask for at this stage of my life and at this stage of adulthood. Um, but it's also an indication that I gotta let go a little bit, and I need to surrender to a divine plan, maybe surrender to the belief that things will work out the way that they're meant to. And I've been doing that quite a bit after I got through, those first few weeks of absolute sheer horror and panic. And then I was like, oh, this whole not really knowing what's going on thing is actually pretty cool. And it's a lot less stressful than kind of white knuckle gripping onto this idea of how my life is supposed to be or how it's supposed to go. With that being said, I'm about to make a ginormous segue. I'm going to go completely left and in a completely different direction out of sadness. One of the things that I wanted for myself this year was kind of going out more and doing more stuff. I think that's, again, really normal post lockdown, post quarantine. But, I think right around the time Without Me came out, I started working a lot. Number one records are they're usually accidents, like nobody knows what song is going to be a number one song. The people decide, you guys decide. But once it kind of starts picking up steam and it happens that way, there's a lot of work involved in having a number one record. Sometimes it's not just about magic happening. It's about hard work as well and showing up. And, during Without Me, I was doing that every single day for most of my days, flying to Japan, to New York, to Australia, to London, back to Australia, to Korea, to LA, just all over the place. It did a number on my body. It did a number on my mind. And, what did I get out of it? I got a number one song, which was really awesome. But then at the end of the day, I was like, I don't know if this is worth doing again. By no means to sound so arrogant as to insinuate that I could just go chase another number one song all over again. That's not necessarily what I'm implying. But if the opportunity ever came up, where a record was really connecting with you guys and maybe it was like a number 10 or a number 9, and if I really wanted to, I could go do that push to make sure as many people heard it as possible. I don't know today if I would, just because of the toll that it took on me to make it happen. But because I was working so much and I was so insulated, I told myself after Manic Tour, I was going to loosen up and have some fun and go out and do some stuff. And then I flew home from Europe to the lockdown. And so then I was home for quite a bit. And then I made the record, and then I was pregnant. We made the movie, and I was promoting the record, and I went on tour. And by the time the tour finished, I was like, God damn it, it's time for me to have some fun. I think that I had really aged myself and maturated myself. I was like, well, I have a baby now, so I don't do fun things. And then I was like, hey, loser, that's literally the antithesis of what your whole record is about, which is that you can be an independent, fully realized person and not just be completely identified by the fact that you're a mom. And so I was like, all right, cool. My son goes to bed at 7 p.m. Plenty of time for mom to go out and do some stuff. And I started going to a lot of concerts and going out and seeing some friends. But it wasn't easy transitioning back into social life. And I needed a little boost of confidence, something that made me feel like a man-eating femme fatale who was just going to main character my way through every single evening in Rendezvous. And this was the song that made it happen for me. This is the one that I would listen to while I was getting ready, that made me feel like I could go conquer the night. This is Dark Angel by Provoker. That was Dark Angel by Provoker. That song literally just makes me ready to like get dressed up and like go out. The song didn't restart. That's how it ends, guys. Creative license. Let them do their thing, you know? They're taking you back into the world for a second just to rip you right out. Yeah, that one always puts me in a vibe. I saw someone said it reminds them of She Wants Revenge. Me too. Big fan of She Wants Revenge as well, which is really cool. Also, I saw someone say that I should do this as a video instead of audio. Simply never, because right now I am in a hoodie with no makeup on and a smoothie. And I wouldn't be able to do that if it were a video feature. I know you guys wouldn't care, but it would get screen recorded and posted elsewhere where people would be mean to me. So this is so much better because I can just talk and there's less of an emphasis on what I look like. So I'm staying audio. Audio is king for me, for sure. Do a fit check, but just describe it. All right, I got on black leg warmers, a black pleated skirt, a black hoodie, a black headband, no makeup. I'm breaking out everywhere, you know? So it is what it is. It's good stuff. We had a long morning this morning because we were prepping a rehearsal for something that's a surprise. You'll see. It's really cool, but I can't I can't say anything about it. I'm strictly bound to secrecy on it. It's just something small, but it's small. My part in it is small, but it's actually a pretty big deal for a very specific demographic of people. I don't know. I'm trying to like. I can't. You're never gonna guess it, so it's fine. Don't even worry about it. You know, I love doing these because I really do have such a diverse music taste, and I think part of that is because you know, someone said, "Are you in Gossip Girl?" No, I'm not in Gossip Girl. That's hilarious, though. Maybe I should be. I don't know. Thanks for throwing that out there, though. If I could be in anything, I would want to be in You. That's what I would want. I would want to be the bitch that finally takes down Joe. Because I think I could do it. I think. I don't know. We'll see. That's what I would want to be in, for sure. Is the new season's coming out soon, right? Yeah. It's coming out soon. That's exciting. I can't wait. No, I know, Anthony. Why are you looking at me like that? I feel like you guys, if you guys hadn't seen Anthony in the earlier stages so often, I feel like there would be a rumor that Anthony's like not real. Like he's like a hallucination. And I'm just like talking to myself all the time, being like, Anthony's sad, or like, no, Anthony. That's like what it seems like. You're like this like omnipresent, benevolent figure. Just like always lurking. It's great. I love it. Also, low-key, I feel like everybody's really scared of you. And they should be, because you're a savage. I'm just kidding, you're an angel. Okay, I'm like, this thing's starting to. Someone said, wait, Anthony's real? Fuck you. That's so funny. That's my day one. Anyway, in regards to diverse music taste, I think there's like things that I like about so many different genres and so many different types of songs. And like I've said in an earlier episode, that's kind of what informs the music that I write. Because I take unlikely parts from songs as inspiration and like put them together for my own music. And, you know, some of the stuff that I've been writing lately, I've just been writing for fun. I posted on my Tumblr because I have a Tumblr now again. I posted on my Tumblr and I said, you know, I've just been writing like it's a compulsion, you know, just like I can't stop all day long, literally having conversations with people, talking back, responding, fully engaged, but also like typing away in my phone fast as possible and somehow also writing coherently about something completely different than what I'm talking about. And then looking at my phone and being like, what did I just write? You know what I mean? And like having to having to go back and like reanalyze what came through my subconscious in that moment. Usually I'll read something and I like kind of read it to like a rhythmic pattern a little bit, and then the melodies start to inform themselves a little bit. And right now I've been just teasing a lot of different well, teasing myself rather, with like a lot of different ideas and, you know, possibilities from very broad genres of music that I've been listening to. And that can either be really good or really bad. You know what I mean? Like sometimes experimenting with ingredients can make a meal super tasty, or you can be like, none of this shit goes together. This is fucking gross. And with music, it can kind of happen that way too, where like something sounds like a good idea and then you execute it and it's just like not great. Where you're like, yeah, like what if there was like marching band drums and then it was like, you know, like a Y2K pop female vocal, but like the piano, it was like church organs, you know? And then you're like, that's not, that doesn't sound good. That it sounds like a cool idea, but then you hear it together and you're like, this is garbage. It's like if there was a Gordon Ramsay of music, it would be like in your studio being like, this is fucking disappointing. But you kind of have to like make those mistakes and try to like figure it out, I guess. Also, I low key, minus the drums, just basically described Walls Could Talk, which is really funny. But that's why we took the drums off of that one and put the clocks in instead. All right, I'm starting to get long winded here. This song was another one of my most listened to. Oh, that's funny. Somebody just brought it up. Somebody's a psychic in the chat. This song was one of my most listened to. One of my favorite artists ever. And, you know, I'm not like only a person who listens to like super obscure music. I fucking love pop music because I make it sometimes, and I think it's a tremendously challenging science, and I have so much respect for people who really nail pop music because it's one of those genres where like 99 times someone gets it wrong and then one time they get it right, and when they do, it's so right. And for me, this artist and this record was one of them, and I just rinsed it this year because it feels so good and so courageous of a song. This is Music for a Sushi Restaurant by Harry Styles.